that is interested, that requires reporting. We want to know these numbers. The previous government did not do that. We want those numbers because we want to continue to stream resources to schools to support them in their efforts to keep schools safe. This is the government that has acted with legislation. They voted against that legislation, so it strikes me very strange that they have the nerve to stand in the House today and ask what we're doing when they voted against what we are doing to keep students safe.
Question, the member for Parkdale High Park.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Transportation. Speaker, the decision to buy dirty diesel trains now and electrify later will cost taxpayers an extra $400 million for an extra track. Metrolinx has not yet signed the contract, we've learned. Will this government do the right thing and cancel the plan to purchase dirty diesel trains?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we really have to ask whether the third party is interested in transit or is not interested in transit, Mr. Speaker. We have to ask whether the third party is interested in having a world-class air rail link from Union to Pearson, or whether they are not, Mr. Speaker. We have said that we're going to have the air rail link in place for the Pan Am Games. That is a commitment that we have made, and we are going to follow through on that, Mr. Speaker. We have said that we are going to put an EA in place in order to begin the process of electrification. We are going to do that, Mr. Speaker. We have said we are going to have trains on that track, Mr. Speaker, that can be converted to electric when the corridor is ready, Mr. Speaker. We are going to follow through on that. I think the third party should be supporting us on this, Mr. Speaker. This is a very, very environmentally responsible transportation solution.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I believe her backbenchers are interested in knowing if the Minister of Transportation is interested in what they want. They all voted unanimously to electrify by 2015, and yet clearly that's not what's going to happen over here. Last month, in fact, the McGuinty government announced it would conduct its own environmental assessment, just like you heard the minister say, to electrify the air rail link. So I'd like to know one thing. Can the minister tell us when this environmental assessment is expected to be completed? Will the McGuinty government act on this issue in a timely manner, or are they planning on dragging this out until after the next election?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the member opposite knows that it takes a number of years to do an environmental assessment, and we are going to follow the rules, and we're going to make sure that all of the issues are dealt with. You know, the member opposite has not talked in this House about what it means to electrify a corridor, Mr. Speaker. The member opposite has not talked about the overhead catenary that has to be put in place. The member opposite has not talked about the booster stations that need to be put in place along the line, Mr. Speaker. We have to make sure that safety issues are dealt with. We have to make sure that the full environmental assessment is done. We've made a commitment to 2015, Mr. Speaker. We're going to follow through on that commitment. And on the issue of backbenchers and members of our government who want to have an opinion about a particular issue, Mr. Speaker, we're not interested in silencing that. We want that debate to take place. We want that conversation to take place. So I welcome the member for York South-West and the member for Davenport having a discussion with their constituents. We're going to follow through. We're going to do this as quickly as possible.
New question, the member for Oak Ridges Markham.
My question is for the Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services. Minister, community safety is a top